Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. Of course, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And let me tell you guys something about Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd calls shots. Floyd does what he wants to do. Nobody makes Floyd Mayweather do anything. I mean, absolutely nobody makes him do what he doesn't want to do. Okay? He'll retire. He's retired 3 times in the sport of boxing. 3. And he'll retire again. See, what people don't understand about Floyd is it's hard to leave a job that pays so much money. I mean, it just, especially you're the CEO of a big multi-million-dollar company. And you say you're retired, and then, you're getting, your pension or your retirement. But it ain't nothing like actual full-time work. You know what I'm saying? Now, you relate that to Floyd. It's hard turning down $100 million checks. It's just hard doing that. You know what I mean? It's hard to stay retired. He's been retired so many times. That word retired, when Floyd uses it, he just says, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break for a while. Like he told Brian Kenny back in 2009. I'm going to take a break until I feel like stealing some more money. You know what I mean? Because that's all Floyd does. He comes back to the sport of boxing. He doesn't really care for other fighters in a sense of comparison to him. So whenever he feels like something is brewing or something is like touching his legacy, he's going to shut it down. And that's in all fighting. Look at McGregor. Why do you think he wanted to fight McGregor? Because he knew McGregor did the numbers that he did previous when he broke records. McGregor was getting them. Then McGregor started running his mouth like he's good at doing. Gift the gab. So Floyd saw that as a perfect opportunity. You know what? I'm not going to fight this guy in the octagon. I'm going to fight him in the ring. And that's what he did. So Floyd Money Mayweather does what he wants to do. Okay? Now let that sink in. Since Floyd does what he wants to do, since he's taken control of the scene as of May 7th, 2007, when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, he's been doing what he wanted to do since. The last 11 years, Floyd has been doing whatever Floyd wanted to do. So the question is, it's like, why didn't he never lose? Well, because he picked the fighters. They made him super welterweight champion of WBA so he wouldn't fight Keith Thurman. And I can't really blame Keith Thurman. Everyone shits on Keith Thurman right now because, of ducking Spence and, not wanting to fight, it really just for ducking Spence because, everyone wants to see that fight because Spence has a belt. He has the IBF belt he grabbed from Kell Brook. He broke his other eye socket, so he obtained that belt. Now it's time to fight that guy. You know what I mean? And he reneged. But you got to understand something about Keith Thurman. If you guys remember last year, Keith, before the McGregor fight, that fight was brewing for the possibility of Keith getting his shot at Floyd. But what did Floyd do? Floyd retired. He didn't want that smoke. He didn't want to fight that young lion. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to almost or be considered getting a fight or an opportunity, like that. And then someone tells you Hey, why don't you fight the new kid on the block? Somewhere that you're much far past. Come on, he was WBC and WBA. And you know what I'm saying? And so it's hard, that perception, someone telling you, how about the cash cow versus the new kid on the block? I wouldn't want to fight the new kid on the block if I had an opportunity to fight the guy for all the marbles, to fight Floyd Money Mayweather. I wouldn't want that fight either. Matter of fact, don't even talk to me about that fight, because that reminds me of the fight that I could have made with Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? So yeah, because I know Keith Thurman, he's done that, and now I can understand why he's less hungry, because if the only person that he has to fight is Spence, and everyone wants to throw Spence up in his face, Spence really still ain't been tested either. Spence ain't really been tested. So, people say, oh, he beat Brook, and he beat, who else did he beat? Algieri, and not too many more. Like, he hasn't really done a lot in the sport of boxing to, still want to get that fight. It's just Keith hasn't done anything since he beat Garcia. But he beat Porter and he beat Garcia, and those were the two top welterweights at the time. Now the new kid on the block is Errol Spence. Everyone is pissed off at Keith Thurman, because they're calling him pussy. He wears a perfume, called pussy and all this. But let me tell you, Keith Thurman was in talks of fighting Floyd Mayweather. He was the mandatory. Floyd ducked him. Floyd created this narrative. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't no one else. It wasn't just people were just wanting to see Spence versus Thurman. You know who created that? Floyd Money Mayweather. He's always done that. Because he didn't want to fight him. So he was like, hey, let me get you someone that you should fight. A tough, strong, hungry fighter like Errol Spence. You know what I mean? And then really that, to Keith, that was like a spit in the face. You're matchmaking me because you don't want to fight me? That's pretty much what it is. But again, guys, Floyd does what Floyd always wanted to do for the last 11 years in the sport of boxing. Now, when he was Pretty Boy, that is a totally different story, because Pretty Boy had to earn his keep. Same person, different time zones, different time frames, okay? So I am a fan of Pretty Boy Floyd. The one that shuts out Gotti. The one that took out Angel Manfredi after Manfredi took out Gotti. The same guy that shut out Diego Corrales, and Diego Corrales could barely ever even hit him. That guy, that's Pretty Boy Floyd. You know what I mean? The same guy that fought Daryl Chop Chop Corley. The same guy that shut out Zab Judah after Zab Judah gave him all he could handle. That is Pretty Boy Floyd. That's who I'm a fan of. So before you guys say, oh man, you're always talking about Mayweather and you're always bashing Mayweather. No, I'm always questioning Money Mayweather, because I see right through him. People say, oh, he's the TBE. A lot of times these guys don't even watch boxing, just casuals. Saying, oh, he's the TBE, he ain't never lost. That's what they always say, because that's what Floyd got people to think. He sold, hey, if you never lose that O, they're going to always show up and come to see the show. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to come to see you. Either they hate you or they love you, but they still going to come, they're going to watch. And Floyd sold that to a lot of people. Now, younger fighters has that same mindset, because they think, you know what, I want what Floyd had. I want what Floyd has achieved. And that's how they're scared to fight each other. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's why, because they're afraid if I lose, I'll never get this opportunity again. In some cases now, when you do get on like HBO or whatever, you do have to perform to your best ability. But HBO is like one of those channels where, Jim Lampley and the commentators, they pretty much are your interviewers. They the dudes that dictate if you're going to show back up or you're going to come back to that venue again. You know what I mean? Those guys are the ones that dictate that on how they look at your fight. So it's how you perform. So yeah, you could lose a fight, but if you look good doing it, they're going to want to see you again. You know what I mean? But the powers that may be knowing, and hey, if you do win on a platform like that, you got to keep winning to stay on that venue. Look at Kovalev. Now Kovalev and Alvarez is not even on HBO no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's just getting Kovalev knocked out a lot of people on HBO. So There is some truth to that. But Floyd has always done what Floyd has wanted to do, period. You know what I mean? So he has a lot of power in his position. You know, if you can decision Canelo Alvarez, you know, it's a majority decision, but if you can decision him, you know you got power. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not dumping. This is not a dump on Canelo, but Canelo is he will not lose decisions. You know what I'm saying? He ain't lost one since the Floyd fight. And you know he's been in some questionable fights. So that should show you all you need to know about Floyd Money Mayweather. The man controls it all. He comes back whenever he gets ready. He steals some more money, then he's gone. That's Floyd Money Mayweather. You know, so yeah, that's why he hasn't lost, because he's always done what he wants to do, because he has the power to do whatever he wanted to do. Okay? He's a cash cow. He can pick whoever he wants. He can sell that fight. He's good at selling fights. He's an entertainer. He sees everything. You know what I mean? And it's not that he's just super smart. He has smart people around him. So the smartest thing you could ever do is hang around smarter people. And that's it. So that is that in a nutshell about Floyd. And I want to share it with you guys, and let me know what you think about this particular video. Please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.